Welcome back, and welcome back. Right now we're going to be making my pork chop with mushroom sauce. And also, this is a keto-friendly kind of meal here. Yes, it is. We've got the assorted pork chops. These are the ones that I had in the freezer, so these are the ones that I'm going to use. You can use any size pork chop you want, okay? Any size at all. We're going to need some extra virgin olive oil, a little cornstarch. We're going to need a can of chicken broth or stock. Doesn't matter. Some spicy brown mustard. If you don't have spicy brown mustard, use your regular mustard, okay? We're going to use some of this Sunday seasoning. You know I've told you I've become a fan. We're going to use some of this Monterey steak sauce. We're going to need a little thyme. Can you see that? Let me tilt it. Thyme. We're going to use some mushrooms. Use whichever ones you want. The buttons, whichever. I've got the bell peppers, yellow and red, and then a red onion here. Okay, so I'm getting ready to set it up so we can get started. There's your shot of everything that we're going to be using today, and I'll be right back. All right, we're going to have to season these pork chops in 2 batches. So we're going to season both sides. I've already got my skillet on over here, and what I'm doing is I'm letting it heat up. And then I had some noodles on there. I had to stir it. Okay, and then once it gets hot and I'm ready to start putting stuff in, I will go ahead and add the oil then. Okay, so this is the Monterey. Let me get this fork out the way. The Monterey seasoning. And again, like I always say, season to your own liking, okay? Season everything you want just the way you want it. Because at the end of the day, you and your family are going to be the ones that eat this. This is the thyme. And then we're going to put on some of that Sunday seasoning. Okay, I've showed you this before. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Hold on, let me turn you around. See, as you can see, my pan is already on, getting hot. So now I'm just going to put a little olive oil in the bottom of this pan. That's more than enough. And like I said, my skillet was already getting hot. So now at this point, all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it down, season side, and then sprinkle some more of that seasoning on top. And I've got 6 of these pork chops here. I'm not going to crowd the pan too much. 3 will be enough. I have 3 left over. Going in with some of that thyme. Like I said, we're going to season both sides, just like we did the first time. It's just that I'm going to do it in the pan this go round. Okay? All right. And so I'm going to brown these on both sides for probably about 10 minutes, depending on your pan. So this is on a medium heat. So about 10 minutes. And then I'm going to flip it, do about another 10. It's 8 to 10 minutes, you know, until you get it brown. Because we're not going to finish cooking it in here. You can, but that's not what I'm going to do with this recipe. So I'm going to go ahead and brown it. That's all I'm going for. And then I'm going to finish it off in the oven. So I'm going to brown this on both sides, and I'll be back. All right, this is what the pork chops look like now that they've been cooked on both sides. Okay, so now I'm going to put them in the oven on a cookie sheet lined with foil. Makes the cleanup much easier. We're going to put them on the cookie sheet, and we're going to cook it for about 15 minutes, okay? Until by the bone that you don't see any pink. I don't know if you can see that. And that's how you know your pork chops are done. No pink at all by the bone, okay? That's an easy way to remember it. Okay? So I'm going to put this in the oven 10 to 15 minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to get started on the sauce. I'll be right back. Okay, now I've got that in the oven. I'm going to cook it on 400. If I didn't say, I don't know if I said it or not. But that's going to be on 400, okay? So you saw the stuff that's still in the bottom of the pan. Well, we're going to use that goodness, okay? We're going to use that. We're going to go ahead and get the bell peppers in there. Remember, I like to freeze mine, chop them up so they're always ready for me instead of me having to chop it up every time. That's the yellow and red, and then a little bit of this onion here, okay? And then we're going to put in the mushrooms, and we're going to saute it. That's the whole bowl. Okay, that is the whole quartern that I just cut up. You can use less onions. Mushrooms if you like. So now at this point, I'm going to use those driblets that's at the bottom of this skillet. And we're just going to saute this. And this should take about 10 minutes, okay? So I won't make you watch, but 10 minutes. Stirring continuously. Don't just let it sit there. Stir it. You don't want it to burn, because you'd hate to come this far just to have it burn, okay? All right, I'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, we're back. And as you can see, it's cooked down quite a bit. You could let it cook a little bit longer. It's been 10 minutes, and if I didn't have as much juice, if you can see that in there, it would have crisped up a little bit more, but it doesn't matter. I just need it to cook down. So now what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I'm making a little well in the middle. This is when I'm going to put in that cornstarch. Okay? You don't need a whole lot. You really don't. But this is going to be our thickening agent for our gravy. So I'm just going to get it going in there because we want it to cook it a little bit. Just kind of like flour. You want to cook it a little bit. Alright, you can see it's sticking, doing a little sticking thing. But that's okay. It won't be sticking in a minute. Because you know what we're going to add? That can of chicken broth. Yes, we are. Chicken broth, chicken stock, whichever one you have on hand, neither one will do you wrong. Okay? And then we're going to mix that on up. See, just loosens right on up. And then we're going to bring this to a boil, which should take us about 10 minutes. Okay? But we're going to add one more ingredient to this before that happens. Look, you see it's already changing colors. Can you see that? Looking all good and yummy. This is when we add in that mustard. If you are not familiar with it, don't use it. If you don't want it, don't use it. Any product that you're going to use that you've never used before, put a little bit on your finger and taste it first, okay? It doesn't take much of this. That's enough. Always taste it before you put it in your food. Because, boy, I tell you, if it's something you don't like, it can really ruin a meal. Okay? So I'm going to let this boil. Or should I say come to a boil? Takes about 10 minutes. And I'll be back. Alright, here we go. There is our little gravy sauce. This is our mushroom sauce. Look at those pretty colors. Look at that. And then here is our pork chops before I put the sauce on. I'm getting ready to add the sauce, and I'll be right back. Look at that. Doesn't it look delicious? I'll be right back.
Are you ready for phase 1?